I'm Councillor Gordon McCann. I would like to extend a warm welcome to the judges of Entente Florale, to Wyre and to Garstang.
Garstang is a popular market town situated on the banks of the River Wyre. She is steeped in natural history and encompassed by a myriad of country villages, each with their own history, charm and character. Garstang is the gateway to some of the most finest countryside in the northwest, including the Lake District National Park and Morecambe Bay to the north, the Lancashire Plains to the west, the Ribble Estuary to the south, and the Forest of Bowland, area of outstanding. With all this beauty on her door, she is also complemented in the town centre with historical buildings, medieval weans and sitting comfortably alongside contemporary shops, exclusive restaurants and the traditional weekly outdoor market. The market stretches the length of the High Street and it is held each Thursday throughout the year and holds an indoor market during the week. Garstang is encompassed by the River Wyre and the scenic Lancaster Canal. Both these waterways hold an abundance of freshwater habitats that are home to many species of flowers, animals and insect life. Garstang believes in working together as a community in order to preserve these habitats for all to enjoy. Garstang has many historic landmarks, and I'm going to hand you over now to Paul Smith, our local historian, who can tell you a little bit more about it.
Most of Garstang was developed during the 18th century, and the building behind me was the original grammar school, which was erected in 1756. The school was run for a period of 172 years and was run by Garstang Corporation, who had a bailiff who selected 12 local pupils who were deemed to be intelligent enough to go on to further education. And it's remained a feature of Garstang High Street for very many years. However, when educational requirements changed in the early 20th century, the school was closed down, and in October 1928, Harold Irvine, the last head teacher at the school, closed its doors and left for the last time. Since 1969, of course, the little building is still serving the community here at Garstang because it is now our arts centre. And of course, local people can exhibit paintings, drawings or any kind of handicrafts. And a word of note here is that John Moreland of Winmarleigh could scarcely have imagined that his legacy back into the 1750s is still being enjoyed by the people of Garstang, although for very different reasons. This is Garstang Marketplace. It's the centre of our town and it's the centre of our community. Anyone who visits Garstang usually remembers two things. First, our handsome town hall. A 1680 map shows a town hall on this site, but unfortunately it was burnt down in 1750. However, the Garstang Corporation decided to replace the building with the property we see today. And I'm sure you'll agree, it's a very handsome building, built in the Palladian style of classical architecture that's so common and so popular. So matters remained until the dark night of the 29th of January 1939, when yet another fire took hold of the building. Fortunately, most of the damage was confined to the roof area, but thanks to the diligent work of Garstang Town Trust, the building has been restored to its former splendour. The other thing that people remember when they visit Garstang is our market cross. It's been here for a very long time, and in fact it's not a cross at all, it's a Tuscan column. The stone steps date from the 17th century or earlier, whilst the pedestal and the column date from 1754. It's not just the meeting place of three roads, it's the meeting place of people, especially on market days, where hundreds of people will be thronging the market stalls and talking to one another and exchanging news about events in our locality. But moreover, Garstang Town Crier would stand on these steps and make it known to everybody in our town all the local news and items of national importance as well. Market Cross was a meeting point for other people as well. Any individual who came to Garstang and had a political or a religious grievance to make or any other issue would stand here and freely speak his view. In fact, it is known that centuries ago that various ministers, especially from non-conformist churches, were preaching from these steps. So, taken together, the two aspects that I have described actually underline our cultural and historical connection with Europe. First, our Palladian-style town hall, and second, of course, our right to freedom of speech.
All these historical monuments are looked over by the remains of one of the few castles in the country, Greenarge Castle.
The Civil War in Lancashire was not a pleasant event. Garstang Castle was manned by royalists, mostly Catholics recruited from the area. Thomas Tilsley from Myerscough was their commander. The governor of the castle was John Anderson. Garstang itself was mainly parliamentarian, the troops being garrisoned down Church Street. In 1644, the local parliamentarian commander issued a command that Garstang Castle should be surrounded and captured. Garstang was a penultimate royalist stronghold in the north at this time, and the castle was originally 4 towers with a moat around it. Because of the conditions, the parliamentarians weren't able to capture the castle, and it wasn't until the governor, Mr. Anderson, died that it actually surrendered. When they marched out, Cromwell ordered that the castle was reduced and the stone and woodwork sold off for building. Hopefully now it's happier times.
Religion has played an important part in the community over the centuries, and we are complemented by many different faith churches. However, 2 particular churches, St Mary and Michael's Catholic Church and St Thomas's, are fine examples of beautiful architecture within the area. St Mary and Michael's Church is a handsome Gothic structure designed by the elder Pugin. The church was opened in 1858 and is built of stone and consists of nave and aisle, supported by a row of fine pillars with pointed arches. The altar is cane stone, and the windows are beautiful stained glass. There is a fine tower and spire sat proudly overlooking the community. In 1769, St Thomas's Church was built on its site in Church Street. There again, it is a fine structure and consists of nave, chancel and a square tower. There is a magnificent stained glass window above the altar, and the church boasts an organ which is considered to be the best in the district. Garstang is very proud of its fair trade status. Back in the year 2000, the people of Garstang voted to make their hometown the world's first fair trade hometown. To achieve the fair trade status, support was required from the council, local shops, workplaces, schools and churches. It requires the involvement from the whole town, and all of our local stores offer a fair trade option which is willingly accepted by both residents and visitors alike. Over 3,000 products in UK shops today now carry the fair trade mark, and by vigorously encouraging the purchase of these goods, our town is ensuring vulnerable overseas growers gain a better deal for their goods. Fair trade initiatives are being run all over the world based on the Garstang model, and Garstang over the past 8 years has attracted worldwide media since they went public with their declaration. Environmental issues and recycling plays a big part in Garstang's community. We have achieved excellent results in our recycling figures, and government awards have been gained by our approach in enhancing the local environment. Local businesses are extremely environmentally conscious, and one local company is Dulé Cheesemakers. As well as making excellent cheeses, Dewley are totally dedicated to their long-term plan of preserving the atmosphere. In April this year, they commissioned a trial mast for a wind turbine. This will record the wind speed in order to provide them with the necessary information to generate enough electricity to power the site. Any waste cardboard produced on site is recycled, and the water to wash down the cheese-making vats is filtered and then used to wash down the dairy floor. All Dewley's milk is sourced locally within a 20 kilometres radius of the dairy, and therefore keeping travel emission to a minimum and at the same time supporting our local farmers. Now, this cheese ought to be tasted. Oh, delicious. Housing developments have also complemented Garstang neighbourhood. Last year, CBN constructed 4 eco-houses adjoining the canal using locally sourced reclaimed bricks and sustainable timber. From an energy efficient aspect, the residents benefit from low boilers and solar-powered hot water systems. Last year also saw the opening of the Rural Wire Children's Centre. The centre itself is unusual in design, and the roof is covered in sedum. The banking at the front of the building is devoted to a wildlife area attracting many different species of flora and fauna. The centre has recently achieved the highly acclaimed Ofsted Award for its commitment in improving the quality of life for the family unit. All future developments and regeneration in Garstang will include careful consideration in order to preserve not only the delightful aspects of our town, but also environmental issues, together with preservation orders.
The council is absolutely committed to the environment and sustainability, and we practice that as a council in a variety of ways. Throughout Wire and in Garstang there are a number of eco-schools where officers here work alongside children to benefit the environment.
Local government has to be at the forefront of all climate changes and influences within the people of this wonderful area. And we in Wire are at the forefront in Lancashire.
The people of Garstang are committed to improving the local environment, not only for the people that live in that wonderful town, but for the many visitors who go there every year. They have eagerly embraced the waste hierarchy of reduce, reuse and recycle.
Tourism is really important, and it's really part of the heritage of Garstang. And tourism comes in a number of forms. Garstang is strategically located on the north and south transport network for Great Britain, so we get a lot of international visitors coming to the town. Also, Garstang provides the gateway to the Forest of Bowland Area Outstanding Natural Beauty, which is a Europark designation. So it's very important that Garstang provides that channel for sustainable tourism and our opportunity to interpret it, which minimises the impact of visitors on the landscape.
A very large part of what we do in our business has to do with local sourcing of food and drink. Some 28% of what we sell is sourced from within the northwest of England. And in addition to that, we spend quite a lot of time promoting the idea of good provenance, where food comes from, how it's grown, and to that end we're doing a tremendous amount of work with children this year.
Garstang Walking Festival takes place every year in May time because it's the best time of year to see the wildlife, particularly the springtime flowers around Garstang. Our woodlands are just full of bluebells, absolutely fantastic to see. The sort of things that we do is organise daytime, evening and weekend walks and activities, and we involve the local community, so the people who lead those walks are volunteers usually, volunteers from the Ranger Service but also volunteers from Garstang Entente Florale group, right the way through to the Britain in Bloom group and the Fair Trade, the local communities, the businesses. And what we do is trying to show people, visitors and locals, what's great about Garstang.
We believe in Garstang St Thomas's that ecology and education go together. It's part of our curriculum, it's part of our life here in school. Since we started the Eco Club last year, we've had nothing but green issues on our mind ever since. Already at school we've got our Silver Award and we're working towards the Gold Award. Hopefully we'll have the green flag by the end of this year.
And all the time we are striving to achieve better outcomes for children. The green paper Every Child Matters is the basis of our work, and we're providing opportunities for parents and children to enable to achieve more positive outcomes in the future.
Here at Ashdale Nursery, which is a local authority nursery, we grow roughly approximately 250,000 bedding plants for all of the areas throughout the borough. One of the greatest parts of our work is to put in and for the Britain in Bloom competition, which really helps the survival of the nursery.
Hello, I'm Damien Carr, part of the long-established family jewellers of Garstang. We're delighted to be involved in Garstang's Chamber of Trade. As well as the obvious business activities you'd expect an active group like ours to be involved in, we also have a close working relationship with local people and voluntary organisations to help boost the town's profile. What makes Garstang special? Well, the people are the obvious thing to make Garstang special. Without the community that we've got here, the effort that's put in voluntarily by so many people, Garstang wouldn't be half the place it is today. That effort brings us flowers in the summer, lights in the winter, and it really does make Garstang a very special place.
Garstang town boasts its own mayor and town crier. They attend the many festivals and events held throughout the year, dressed in their full regalia, and are fully supported by the proud residents of Garstang. Garstang has a rich and varied culture of traditions and activities where year-round events are held. The Children's Festival is held at Whitsuntide, where the May Queen is crowned. Many attractions are enjoyed and the whole event is culminated by a magnificent parade. Garstang Agricultural Show takes place at the beginning of August. This is reputedly one of the best one-day shows in the country. The switching on of the Christmas lights is a most enjoyable tradition enjoyed by all. Many carols are sung and the countdown to the switch on is started by Garstang's town crier. And last, but by no means least, there is a Victorian festival in December. Street entertainers, chestnut sellers and Victorian characters mingle with Morris dancers, local dignitaries and visitors in order to sample the delights of this unique festival. As well as all the historical and traditional events held in the town, Garstang has been winning awards since 1990 for North West in Bloom, Britain in Bloom, and culminating in being gold medal winners at the national finalist of the Royal Horticultural Society's Champion of Champions 2006 and 2007. A combination of strong leadership, supported by the town's trust and councils, local businesses, schools and local organisation, has enabled the Garstang in Bloom team to transform many areas of the town into areas where local people and visitors can sit and enjoy their surroundings. This year has been no exception to the local people's commitment and pride in their small market town. Wyre Borough Councils is totally committed to supporting both financially and practically the town's 2008 entry into Entente Florale. Local involvement is overwhelming each year, but headed by the chairperson for Garstang in Bloom, Mrs Nora Hoyles MBE, the whole community, young and old, is totally dedicated in helping and supporting this high accolade.
I'm Nora Hoyles and I'm chairman of Garstang in Bloom.
I enjoy planting plants with other people and making their town look clean.
Every night I come out to help my nana and granddad to plant plants in Garstang.
I moved out of the countryside into Garstang 4 years ago, and last year I came along and joined with the bloomers to help around Garstang. I thoroughly enjoy it. It's really wonderful going out every Wednesday night and doing my little stint. The people are so friendly. The rest of the crowd made me at home when I first came, and we have a little bit of social side and meet up during the winter even and have a meal. I really enjoy it, and you know, I'm sure anybody would be very, very welcome to join us.
It's a great honour to be chairperson of this committee, and Garstang is a wonderful place to live and work.
We may be a small market town, but we have a big heart and is passionate to our heritage and is dedicated to environmental and ecological issues. And we must leave a sustainable legacy for our children to inherit.